Hostile territory.
Hi everyone and welcome to Hostile Territory. In this video we'll be talking about something that is very important for you, and that is how to protect your family, relatives, friends and other people that are dear to you from the toxic environment you are working in. In fact, this video will show you how to protect those dear people from you. What am I talking about? If you work in a toxic or hostile workplace, you will change inevitably. Now, if you're a certain kind of person, this will not affect you too much, but most of us get affected by it and you start changing your behavior. What happens is that certain kind of behavior starts sticking to you and you start bringing it home. And this, trust me, can cause a lot of problems. So this is why this is so important. If you don't pay attention to this and if you don't prevent it on time, the toxic environment can, believe it or not, spread on to the dearest people you know and can cause problems. Now, the first thing that I would advise, if possible, is try not to bring the work back home. This is very tough to do, make no mistake about it. But I've seen people master this. I managed to master it only to some degree. If you manage to leave work at work and not bring it home, you are very successful. And above all, you'll have much less problems coping with the situation you are in. People do it in various ways. My way was to simply, when work is over, I had this imaginary door. I just shut it down and work is finished, okay? I don't care really about it. So I try not to talk about it at home, which I had more or less success in. I try not to think about it, and that's that, simply. The work is best left at work and not think about it at all afterwards. The next tip is closely related to this one, and this is an often mentioned tip in most of my videos, and that is do not take the job seriously. If you manage to do this, then bringing the work back home will be almost non-existent. You won't have no problems with it, trust me. Don't take the job personally. Yes, you need the paycheck, it pays the bills and everything else, but that's it, okay? Anything else, any kind of involvement with it, regarding emotional involvement, psychological involvement, I don't know if it's called that way, is not needed and is practically useless in the long run, especially in a toxic or hostile environment. So on the job, do what you have to, don't take it personally, don't cause any damage or do your job poorly if possible. Just make sure that you do just what you have to and then just leave after that. Next tip would be to avoid long talks about work. This is a poison that you put upon your loved ones. It is a great relief to you, okay? It helps you a lot to get some things off your chest, especially if you got insulted at work, if there was a specific situation where you're the underdog and everything else. Talking about it will do good for you. In the psychological aspect, you'll get it off your chest and you'll be able to function the next day. But as you'll see, it's like some sort of drug. I don't know how to put this in other terms. When you do it once, you have the urge to do it again because it feels easier on you. And then again and again and again and again. The talks are ever so longer, ever so tedious. You know, you become sort of boring. And what will happen is that eventually you'll start putting a burden on your spouse, friend, relative, I don't know, whoever you're in close relations with, and that will start to have an effect on those relations. It may even come to the point that they know what's waiting them and they get sick of it. My point here is control that, okay? Having a talk from time to time is okay, but doing it all the time, going hours and hours talking about that will only have a negative effect on your loved ones. So avoid that. The last tip would be the most important one, and I would like to emphasize this as much as possible. Avoid bad behavior that you bring from work. Now, I don't know if I put this in the proper terms, but what will also inevitably happen to you when working in a toxic and hostile environment for a long period of time. Because of the situation you're in, because you have to constantly have your back against the wall, because you constantly are in a state of alert, because you're constantly insulted, you're constantly in this bad place, your behavior will change. Worst of all, in that condition, you can't perhaps fight back. You can't express yourself. It's sort of a hydraulic press that presses you millimeter by millimeter every day. In that situation, your behavior will change. In what way? You will become perhaps more aggressive, not willingly. You'll become more explosive. Your kid will come to you and ask for help with homework or to go and play outside, and you'll explode. You'll just say, I can't do that. Your friends will ask you to go out. You will not want to. Your friends will ask a favor. You'll not want to do that, okay, for this or that reason. And all in all, you'll see a big behavioral change. What will this lead you to? Your loved ones will become estranged to you over time. And as you'll see, especially if you have an objective stance towards the whole situation, you'll see that people will change towards you. You will start not being very wanted in any kind of gathering or socializing event, which you were very welcome before that. You'll see that people become very estranged towards you, and all in all, it will be sort of weird. People who notice that are the lucky ones, and they can adjust it, okay? But people who don't have an objective stance towards it tend to really go deep into it. They change their personality, and I'm sorry to say, but in some cases it's not reversible. So take care of this very, very much. What I've noticed, and this is only from personal experience, if you go down that cliff once, some things can't be changed, okay? You become nervous all the time. You become in sort of a constant state of alert, which you can't get rid of even when you get home. You'll start acting towards the people you love in a strange manner, and the list goes on. Always remember, just like we've talked in previous videos regarding your health and regarding to love yourself, this is also perhaps the most important aspect of getting through a toxic and hostile environment. Do not change yourself. Do not change who you are. Sometimes, these ordeals will change you for the better, but in most times they change for the worse. Always be aware of this, okay? And always try to have an objective stance. The moment you see that you're reacting to your loved ones in a strange way, try to cut it off. Just, try to go outside, take a walk, whatever's good for you. Think about it and, try to tell yourself, I will not let this get to me and hurt the people I love the most. So that's the most important thing. By doing this, you will save yourself and save the people you love the most. Because no job, no work, no paycheck, even however big it is not worth losing the people you love. And if you don't obey these sort of rules, not the ones that I've told you, but the overall rules of working in a toxic and hostile workplace, you may be in danger of losing them or wrecking the relations you already have with them. So that's it for this time. I hope this video helps. This is, one more time, a very important video, okay? And try to, if not listen to this one, then go and see other videos where you can see people talk about the same topic, and just try to get it in your head. Please like and subscribe. It's a huge help for what we're doing. If you find the time, watch our other videos. I think they will be useful. And above all, remember, save yourself, cherish the ones you love, and everything will be fine. Those are the people that will be there for you when tough times really come, and really tough situations. Work, job, everything else is minor to that. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your time.